a big interview, and this woman is doing so much, I must say. I'm so excited that whenever we talk about competitions and that competition is able to get everybody's attention, Ghanaians, whether you live in Ghana or you live abroad's attention, that it means that that competition is super. It is worldwide, recognized worldwide, and I'm happy that it's being chaired by a woman. She is our guest for the big interview. I'm talking about the woman, Akua Mensa-Bonsu. Now, before the camera will even get to her, I want you to take a look at her profile video, and then the camera can now show you how beautiful she looks this morning. Let's take a look at the video.
Miss Nana Akua Mensa-Bonsu was honored as the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana Marketing Woman of the Year 2023. This prestigious recognition highlights her exceptional leadership, hard work, and the innovations she has brought to the communications and advertising industry. Under her visionary leadership as Managing Director, the National Science and Math Quiz has reached unprecedented heights. By embracing modern media, you have broadened its audience, expanded its scope of participation, and deepened its societal impact. The expansion of support from corporate Ghana and continued government assistance through the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service, as well as collaborations with traditional bodies like the Otumfuo Osei Tutu II Foundation, have further elevated the status of the NSMQ. Miss Akua's introduction of the STEM Festival has proven to be a practical and innovative approach to promoting STEM education. This initiative is already making significant impact by encouraging hands-on learning and driving interest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics among students across the nation. Her forward-thinking leadership style has also fostered a culture of growth and learning within prime time, positioning the company as a leading force in both education and communications. Your ability to blend innovation with educational advancement has solidified Prime Time's reputation as a key player in shaping the future of education in Ghana. Today on a Big Interview, we are proud to celebrate your well-deserved recognition and look forward to continued success and innovation under your leadership. Ayiko.
And she is the CIMG Marketing Woman of the Year. I envy the big chef cooking contestants, actually, because they are having breakfast. I see their omelets they are preparing, their toasted bread. I see all the, the breakfast they are having this morning. And I'm like, yo, so you people, you will not invite me. I was sitting here with Brenda not just about 30 minutes ago, and now you see she's in the house eating. Hey, I'm waiting for your invite so that I can come and eat some. Well, my guest is here. And, when we're showing her profile video, she said, I miss my red hair. I know, that red hair looks so good on you, Naneka. How are you?
Well,
it's good to have you.
Yes, thank you for having
Naneka
me.
is like a sister to me, We go way back. Yes, and she's mixed to my husband.
Yes.
So it's good to see you once
Yes.
again. And congratulations.
Thank you.
We are super proud of you. CIMG Marketing Woman of the Year.
It's big, oh.
It's big. It's huge.
It's huge, and
Yeah.
I'm really grateful to the CIMG for this honor, to the sponsors who've supported us over the years. Funding is always an issue, and to have people come in, step in, and help every year is wonderful. All thanks to them and the Primetime team.
Yeah.
I mean, we put in our hearts. Yes, we are really passionate about the work we do, and we work very hard. And so, and I'm, the interesting thing is, and I started this when I was giving my acceptance speech.
Right.
That I was giving big thanks to my parents, because without them, that day wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a translator. So my first degree was in French and Spanish.
All right.
Because that's what I wanted to do. And they always said that they thought that I'd do well with the company, so pushed me in there.
Yeah,
I resisted.
I mean, how do you go and do French and Spanish when you know very well that your father has started such a great, event? Back then, it was called what? Brilliant Science and Math Quiz. And, Daddy did so well with it. And, of course, Daddy knew that Nanekia could do it, too.
Yes, and I see that. I know I would have done great with the translation, too, because
right.
I pick languages very easily and quickly. But they knew I'd do well here, and so pushed me in that direction. And so I'm really happy that I allowed myself to be directed.
So
thankful
when
that,
you got this award,
yes,
what has the feedback been like from your parents, knowing that they pushed you into this and now you are CIMG Marketing Woman of the Year?
They were very excited. They are still very excited about it. My dad especially, because of the industry in which we work. And I'm thankful that in his lifetime he has seen the seed that he sowed come out like this and receive the recognition that it deserves, because it's a really great program in every way. Even just looking at the content itself, even leaving out the marketing, looking at the content itself, what it aims to do and how it goes about achieving it. It's a great product. And hats off to him. I'm grateful that I have been able to do something with it. That in itself is self-actualization.
I know, right? Now, Nanekia, when the competition started, there wasn't the era of social media. Now, the era of social media is here, and you have managed to get social media buzzing, social media talking so much anytime National Science and Math Quiz is ongoing. What has been your strategy to keep this show on top of every other show?
Well, I should say that our first strategy or our approach when it comes to the quiz is keeping it fresh and interesting. And so it informs how we go about it. We always try to innovate. We always try to add something new. Sometimes the most exciting things come from something very small, like the substitutions. We didn't do substitutions until 2019. But see how it changes the whole program. And sometimes it helps the school, and sometimes not really. It just depends on what is going on.
We still help schools like St. Augustine's and all.
And 2019, in fact, at some point, it was like the battle of the substitutes.
Yes.
Newton for St. Augustine's and Nathaniel for
I think at Disco, right?
Presec,
right?
Yes. And so little things can change how things run and bring a lot of excitement or suspense, or just throw things off a little bit. So there's a little more uncertainty as to what the outcome would be. And all of these create excitement. So we're always looking for ways of making it interesting and trying to balance education with the entertainment. Because let's face it, if it were not entertaining, nobody would invest in it.
Yeah.
Or certainly not for as long as it would have been a good show, run for a while, and that would have been the end of it.
Yeah.
But the reason why, or should I say one of the reasons why it still has this longevity is the interest that it creates. I mean, most people, myself included, go and sit there and watch it, having no clue what dy dx is. Because I didn't do science.
Find X, you're like, where can I find X? Is it at Kokomlemle or X is in Eastagon?
Yes. So I always ask, what is dy dx? We have no idea what it is.
Solve the problem of the day.
Yes, and we are excited when we're able to get a simple question right. I remember the first time I got one right. I was so excited. I think this must have been, the 93, 94 edition, yes. This was the southern sector between, I believe it was Achimota School and I can't remember, was it in Fanspim? I can't remember, but I remember that it was Achimota School. And or else it was the final champion of champions between Achimota and Prempeh College. And they asked about the scientific name for maize. And I had learned that in agric science. I was like, maize. And I'm so excited. You're always excited when you're able to get something correct because you have no idea what it means. But the reason why you still go and watch it every year is because it's interesting to watch. And so every year we have to balance the fine line between entertainment and social media has been very, very helpful to us. Do you have time for a story?
Oh, give us one. Why not?
Our experience with social media has been very, very positive. And it's due to a number of things. We set up the Primetime, the NSMQ accounts, I believe in 2013, because I felt that it's a program that is for young people. Primarily, the primary target, you have the senior high school students. They are the primary target. And so since it's a program for young people, you have to be able to meet them where the young people meet. You have to go where the young people meet. And so we set up the account and we're trying to post up-to-date information about the contest as they were going on. 2015 was a good year. 2016, we were almost overtaken by events. We used to record the program, then edit, and then show on TV, which is a normal thing. But 2015, we noticed a shift, that more and more people were coming to the location while we were recording to watch it.
Ah, right.
And then they started posting on social media. And then 2016, live streaming began, even though it was in a small way. You suddenly had people coming in there and recording and posting on social media. And we realized that if we didn't do something about it immediately, we were going to be overtaken by events. We were still showing the 2015, due to a few issues, we're still showing the 2015 edition on TV. And well, with the 2014 one, we're still showing that because I think 2014 was in Fanspem. We're still showing that. And we realized that, so usually at the end, when we are done showing the finals, then we put out a press ad to congratulate the winners. So people didn't really know that it had all been recorded ahead.
Yes.
Then suddenly people were putting in videos and so on, and then people weren't interested in the 2014 edition, which was showing on TV. So we're like, we have to pay attention to this thing. And then 2016, live streaming began, so we experimented with it. It was important for us for different ways, in different ways. The first was that it had started catching on, and we realized that if we didn't adapt, we were going to be left behind, because people now knew that the program was going on when it was going on, so the narrative had to change. We now had to pay particular attention to the places where there are mistakes and the production issues, and because in real time, people are seeing what you're doing, seeing your mistakes. Then we realized that we had to change some of the rules, update things. 2016 was a very interesting year because that's the year we started the speed race.
Okay.
So it was a new thing.
Okay.
We had new quiz mistresses, and I was on maternity leave.
Ooh.
My second daughter was born on 11th June, which is, June was NSMQ time, so I had to make sure that I could, everything was planned out well, and I could go and have my baby in peace. And but the live streaming gave us, or me, an opportunity to be able to see what was going on in real time on TV and help with changes, corrections, directions, whatever it is that was needed at that time. And that was how we harnessed social media too.
Wow.
Because we realized that all the young people
And you've
are out
taken
there.
social media by storm. Nana, you know, people are watching today and they are thinking that, you know, because of how we started the conversation, you know, Daddy probably, you know, started it, handed it over to you. So it's been a rosy road. But obviously it hasn't been. I just want them to know who the woman Akua is. You know, let's get to know you.
Right.
Yes. Your mother was always in the limelight, though.
Yeah, yes.
So tell us about you.
All right. So I was born in Sekondi, and I grew up here in Accra. Went to University Primary because my mother, now her leadership justice, Akua Mensa-Bonsu, Justice Professor Akua Mensa-Bonsu, was a lecturer at the University of Ghana. So I went to school at University Primary, finished JSS3 from there, went to Wesley Girls, and then from there, University of Ghana to do my bachelor's, French and Spanish. I did a year abroad in France. I have all sorts of interesting stories about coping with, you know, French and the speed at which they speak and all of that. And then after that, I did my national service on a French embassy program where we were teaching professional French in state institutions. So I was posted to the police. And because we were the second batch, we were involved in putting together the training materials. And so I was at the CID headquarters. We had an office there run by a retired French commissioner of police. And so we put together the training materials for the teaching of French in the police service. After that, I went back to Legon to do a master's in communication studies.
So you've always been a communicator?
Well, I guess you could say that. And then as soon as I was done with that, in fact, I didn't even finish my thesis. I went to the US, to Ohio University, and did an MAI, so that's a Master of Arts in International Affairs in Communication and Development Studies, and then a postgraduate diploma in African Community Health, so health communication, and did my thesis while I was there. Crazy time.
Wow.
It was a crazy time. My mother wouldn't let me let go of
I was going to ask you, you know, looking at the feat your mother has achieved, does she give you pressure to make sure that you get there or get better?
Oh, yes, definitely. She's a tiger mom. You know how tiger moms are. As I was saying, she wouldn't let me let go of the master's here in Legon. Because the thesis
so you
become difficult. Yes, I did. I was carrying 18. If you know what graduate school in the US is like, and at that time we were running the quarter systems. 10 weeks and the term is over.
Wow.
Yes, the quarter is over, and it was crazy.
You were in America.
Yes.
Doing a course.
Yes.
You were in Ghana doing a course.
I was doing, yes, so over there, but doing my thesis. So after lectures, I'll do my assignments, go home, sleep for 3 or 4 hours, get up and sit behind my laptop till morning. There were days, especially when we were writing exams, there were times when I'd go 24 hours, 5 minutes of sleep, 26 hours, 30 minutes of sleep, because I had a deadline to beat and I had a lot of work there to do. My graduate assistantship, my finals, because you have to write papers. Oh my goodness, it was a crazy time. And that seems to have shaped me in a certain way. I'm a night owl because of that, because I spend so little time sleeping and always working late at night. I found it difficult to. It's a very bad habit, but I hardly ever sleep before midnight. Very bad habits.
You always sleep after midnight?
Yes.
And what time do you wake up?
It depends, but by 6, I mean, usually by 6 I'm up.
So you sleep like 12:30? Nanivia. Before me to meet you. When they go, you are awake. They can't call your spirits. Wow.
It's helped. I think that going to that kind of cycle really, really helped me, because when I came back home and started running the company and all of that, I realized that I needed to put in extra hours, and especially when I started having my children. But even before then, I mean, it made it very, I wouldn't say easy, but it made it easy for me to spend extra hours working through the nights to do things, go over reports and stuff. Because when you are in charge of something as big as this and running the company
before
at the same time,
you started, you know, Prime Time, taking over from, you know, Daddy and the company.
Right.
You were in school. Did you know that after all of this, you were going to take over?
Yes, it was always the
plan.
It was always the plan. And actually, it wasn't the first time I'd worked at Prime Time.
Okay.
After SSC.
All right.
You know, our time, we used to wait for like 2 academic years.
Yeah.
We used to sit at home for 2 academic years before going in. So I was...
so you worked there?
Yes, so my mom told me to go and learn how our money is made.
And when they pay you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, I got...
How much was your first salary?
I think at that time, was it like 80,000 or something?
Hey, God, that's like 8 cities or 80% now, you know.
Yeah, so it was like 80,000 cities. Yeah. And I remember that before then, you know, we used to finish SSC in December. So I finished in December. I go home and my mom perms my hair. You know, every girl is like rites of passage. Yeah. And then, so in January, I'm told to go and start work. I go to work, my lunch is paid for and everything. My dad gives me money for lunch. My mom does my hair and all of that. And in February, after my first salary, I go to my dad. He'd give me 5,000 cedis, and I'd like, okay, I want to be reasonable with how I spend it. So we'd go to Champion House, which was not too far away, because they had the company was right behind Holy Spirit Cathedral. So we'd walk to Champion House and buy wache or rice and stew or whatever. Maybe buy a drink, maybe buy some biscuits or something. I'd try to keep the money so certainly for the first 2 days. So if you gave me 5,000 CDs on Monday, I would let him work on Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, I'll need a top-up. So I'd go to him, or maybe he would take me out to lunch or something. So February comes in after my salary has been paid. It's lunchtime, and I go to him.
You want money, you want 5,000?
It's lunchtime. He said, say it to you. You have been paid, haven't you? Go and spend your money. That 5,000 that I used to spend over 2 days, then lasted me a week.
Then you got to know what reality is about.
Exactly. Wow. What is your own money?
Are you an only child?
No, I have 2 younger sisters.
Okay.
They are lawyers.
Okay.
They are also making waves in their own way. So
are they joining Prime Time soon?
No, okay. They are family in the law.
Okay.
So there's the one who comes after me is Dr. Akua Mensa-Bonsu. She is at Ashesi University and setting up the law, the School of Law over there.
Oh, wow. Your family is full of scholars there.
Yes.
And then your youngest is?
And the youngest is at the Faculty of Law. She's a lecturer in law over there.
Wow, you love to teach.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
But how come you don't teach?
You'll be surprised. When we do the National Science and Maths quiz, when we're doing the quiz, I have a team of production assistants, and we do a survey every year. And I hated quantitative methods when I was learning it at the university because for some reason, I didn't really quite get it. But I teach them how to do the survey, how to code, how to put it into SPSS, bring out a research report and write out a proper research report on it. I teach that.
Wow.
And then even with my team members, especially the ones who deal with our writing, the interesting thing is that I was one of the last batch that did elective English at SS.
Okay.
It was the 98 batch, and that's my year group. And so I did elective English with literature and French. Right. I didn't do English at Legon though because I wanted to be able to do Spanish and I think political science. And for some reason, I think I couldn't combine. There was something I couldn't combine there. But I'm really, really particular about our writing and how things come out. I'm a stickler for that. I also would want to pay tribute to graphic because I did my internship from the School of Communication Studies there for 2 months. So I was 1 month at the Daily Graphic and 1 month at the Mirror. And I learned a lot about writing and, you know, for formal things and reporting from there. And so those are things that I use. I call them teaching moments.
When somebody looks at you, the person will think that, okay, Nanekria is always studying. Like, you know, us hearing stories of you doing thesis whilst you are in school in America and all of that.
Right.
Do you have anything that you do to, you know, have fun or something?
Oh, yes. I love dancing.
Nanekria.
I love dancing.
Really?
I used to do salsa quite religiously. These days, not so much. Because I always have a lot of stuff to do. But yes, once in a while, I do go to Afrikiko for salsa night. As a student, I did go clubbing. Yes, quite often.
Wait. With all the strictness from your parents?
Oh, yes. I mean, my parents didn't stop us from going clubbing when we were younger. They didn't. I think that in some ways, but we had a
schedule, right?
No, I wouldn't say that. Like a deadline to come home.
Okay.
I mean, I went to a party. Was it level 100 or 200? I went to a birthday party in my area. My classmates that I'd grown up with, university, primary, and all, and I was supposed to come home by 10 o'clock. Oh, university students. 10 o'clock when people. But what I think that they did was that they taught us to be responsible about it. You know, you can have a good time. You can do adult things, but in a responsible way. Yeah. In the same way, my parents drank beer. They still do. Okay. And we were taught, I remember that at Christmas, or was it the New Year, whenever the New Year came, at midnight, my dad would buy a bottle of Pink Lady. Okay. And then we would share, he would give everybody a little bit. What we didn't know, we actually thought that my dad had gone and bought us, the children, special wine glasses, small ones for us. We didn't know they were sherry glasses until we were adults. We actually thought that he had gone and bought us
wine glasses.
Wine glasses, and then he would give everybody a little bit. I think that by demonstrating responsible drinking, and responsible adult, you know, fun behaviors, we also learned those things. And so we never did any excessive, anything that was excessive.
It's an eye-opener because there are some parents who are preventing their children from having this kind of life. And when the children go out there, what happens is that their peers teach them, and so they get out of hand. Yes. So this is an eye-opener because with what you're telling us, look at who you are today. Look at where you've gotten to, the things you've achieved. And you have a moderation to this life because your parents did not say stop it at all. They rather controlled and taught you how to manage it.
How to manage it.
Wow.
Yes. And it's something that is, for me, always at the back of my mind, that I have to guide my children. Yeah. God gives me life long enough to see them go through those years. I have to teach them responsible adult behaviors because otherwise, as you said, they learn outside, they learn from friends.
So what age do you think that we should, start teaching them this adult life?
Well, I think that your adult life starts from when you are very little, really. Yeah. And depending on what it is, having adult conversations throughout. It depends on what issue it is, but it's a lifelong, should I say, process. So we need to be intentional about how we bring up our children and, teaching children about money, all of these things are adult things. Yeah. So it's not just about the fun part. It's also about, like my dad told me, say it to your car. Use your money.
Use your money. And so now you know how to use the money.
Now you know how to use the money because it's yours. I have a little story about that. So my older daughter, she was very careless, always losing her water bottle. And there was a particular term that she lost by the middle of the term. She was on her 7th water bottle, and that water bottle was mine. So I warned her that if she lost that bottle or lost the top of the bottle, making it useless, you know, she would have to use the money from her piggy bank to replace it. So they have a piggy bank, and usually I put my coins in it. But when you're good at school, for example, you on your birthday, I put in a little bit, a little extra. When you bring home good grades, or you do something very good, you know, you're a good girl, you do something, I put in a little something for you. And she lost it. By the following week, she had lost that bottle. So I told her that I was going to keep my promise. I went and picked her up from school. I went through, that one when I was leaving home, I took the piggy bank and then went and picked her up from school, took her to the shop, asked her to pick the bottle she wanted. She picked it. I took the money, we went to the teller, I took the money out. In fact, I gave her the piggy bank, take your money out. She gave it to the teller, paid it, the lady at the till. She paid it, and then she was given the change. And then she saw how little she had from what she had given.
She's never lost a water bottle after that.
She burst into tears. She cried the whole way home. She never, that bottle lasted 2 years.
Wow.
And so I said that it was enough because it was a metal bottle. It fell on the ground so many times. At some point, there was a little bit of a hole in it. I said, it's okay.
It's okay.
You don't need to use it.
Wow, what
but
a
she
way
used
to
it for 2
teach
years.
the truth.
Yes, and those are adult lessons that you have to teach. You have to be intentional about teaching. Because suddenly she realized that she had control over it.
That's true. Nana, any other projects you do?
Yes, so we do. Prime Time is primarily an advertising and public relations company. So there's a lot of work that we've done over the years, advertising things. You know, some of our other work that we've done, the value is the same.
Right.
It was Prime Time.
Okay.
Carrying out the media activities. And so over the years, we've had a lot of educational programs also because we are very interested in education. Right. I don't know if you remember Kiddie Quiz.
Yes.
We haven't done that in
a while.
Years.
Yeah.
But that,
are you bringing it back?
We are working on.
Okay, that's great.
There's the Maltina choral contest.
Right.
It was sponsored by Maltina. You can see how long ago that was. There was a constitution quiz in, I think, 2002. I mean, we've done a lot of different things. Currently, our educational programs, apart from the National Science and Maths quiz, we have the STEM Festival. So the first STEM Festival is made up of the mentorship sessions, which is a career guidance program, which we built around the quiz, but now broke off because when COVID came, we had to adjust things such that we spent as little time as possible on location and with, you know, interactions with other people. So we have the mentorship sessions, and then we have the SciTech Fair. So the SciTech Fair has the exhibition part, and then it has a competition, the SciTech Innovation Challenge, where the students build their project up from scratch with the materials and tools that we provide. So at the beginning of the season, there's a call for papers, and they submit their papers, which would be in line with the theme chosen for the year. So this year we are dealing with agri-tech. We didn't do it last year, but we did it in 2022, and it was on recycling. So they send their proposals, and the team of consultants evaluate, pick the top 10, and then this 10 come on location, and over a period of 2 days, a total of about 9 hours, build their project up from scratch by themselves, without their teachers, just themselves.
Prime Time is doing so amazing, and we are super proud of you. Now, there are two things that you said you do so well, and I think the first is speaking French. So before you go,
is a little rusty now.
Is it? Or you want to speak Spanish? Which one do you want to speak?
No, French rather than Spanish. My Spanish is even more rusty.
So on that note, before you go, you know, there are so many people watching you, and you've inspired them. We want you to say something to them in French this morning.
You put me on the spot.
So this is your camera. You can look into your camera for that.
Okay. Oh, what do I say? Merci beaucoup pour le soutien. What else can I say? I can't think of anything.
You know?
But I was just saying thank you very much for the support.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So to everybody who's contributed in some way or other, the sponsors, the schools, the teachers, our collaborators, the teams that work on the program, our suppliers, everybody. I always say the NSMQ is like a machine of many moving parts.
Right.
There's so many different groups that come together to make it possible every year. And thank you to everybody, because our success also is very dependent on you. And if we are successful, we appreciate the part that you've played in it. The National Science and Maths Quiz won the TV Program of the Year for the second consecutive time.
Congratulations on that as well. Congratulations.
Yes,
that's nice.
So
all right.
We are grateful to everybody. The quiz is starting next month.
Next month,
yes. The launch is on the 1st of October, and the grand finale is on the 30th. And the STEM Festival starts in November, so watch out.
Okay. And her name is Akua Mensa-Bonsu. She's actually CIMG's Marketing Woman of the Year. She is one of the few people that I can say this is well-deserved. Very, very well-deserved. It's time for us to put on our salsa dancing shoes there. She's going to teach me 1 or 2 moves in salsa. Okay. But thank you so much for sticking and staying with us all the way from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. My name is Rosalie Fairley. I'm back again on your screens at exactly 1 p.m. for changes. Dr. Sonny Badu will be one of our guests. Endurance Grand will be here as well, and we'll be learning how to make shoes. So if you want to be a part of the studio audience, just be here by 12:30. Time for me to put on my dancing shoes. Akua, I think let's do it. So you're going to teach me 1 or 2 dance moves, all right? So it's just going to be like 1 or 2 dance moves. So, yeah. So should I come this way? All right.
All right. So salsa works on a 3 counts.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
5, 6, 7. Okay. So we're just going to do the dance, as in the steps. Whenever you're dancing as a female,